Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino is the Name, and the question is, should you go to college? And a lot of people are probably gonna be upset with me about this, but the actual truth is, well, it depends, right? But that's the actual answer. It kind of just depends. But I wanted to give you guys some actual numbers because there's a lot of mistruths in my community. I came from the hood, so there's a lot of bad information out there. And so the actual answer would be more so like one out of five, one out of matter of fact, 4 out of 5 should go to college. Only 1 out of 5 people should probably not go to college. And the reason why I'm saying is if we're talking about having a successful career, being a millionaire, um, I got into a pretty interesting conversation with a guy. It was on Facebook. It's actually the homie. You know what I'm saying? The big homie. And he did not believe that people should go to college because we hear about the student loans and all of that kind of stuff. But in actuality, like if you want to be a millionaire, the best opportunity for you to become a millionaire is to go to college. Now there are very very few opportunities or situations. I ain't gonna say opportunities. There are very few situations where someone actually becomes a millionaire who did not attend college. It's very few. Basketball players, a lot of them, like LeBron. You could be born talented like LeBron, and you don't need college. But LeBron is LeBron, right? Think about how many LeBrons there are and how many people who do taxes, right? And LeBron, LeBron, a lot of those NBA players, you can't teach hype. That's a talent. Um, but you have those type of situations. You have some guys who just pick up a skill set, a high skill set, or high level skill set, or just something that nobody wants to do, or they start their own business, or maybe they get there through real estate. Um, that's quite possible. But believe it or not, there are a lot of people who do real estate who have college degrees. So you could say, well, they didn't need a college degree in order to do real estate. But that's like me saying the military didn't help me get to where I am because I don't do anything with the military anymore. But the military it opened my view to the world in a way that I couldn't have had I not, or that I definitely wasn't in the mindset of while I was in my neighborhood, because the military sent me to Germany. They sent me all over the world. Literally to the other side of the world. I've been to over like 90 sets of TDYs. I've been to 11 countries. I may not have been that kind of person or even thought the way I think now had it not been for the military. When I first got to my first active duty base, there was a guy there who was already a pilot, and he was a brand new airman like me. He was 19 years old. His parents had, I guess, paid for him to go to flying lessons when he was like 16, so he had his pilot license. I had never been exposed to an actual pilot who was my age. That wasn't happening where I was from. So would I be the same person that I am now had I not been exposed to that? And so even though somebody may not be working in a career that is connected to their actual college degree, their mindset, or at least the way they think about careers or what they're willing to do, and even just not doing like selling drugs, like even if it's just something like deciding that, oh yeah, I don't want to do that, that I can go work somewhere and I'd be fine. Even just having that sense of pride in going down there and not feeling like you're not qualified for a position, it could all stem back to them going to college. But at the end of the day, if you guys want to be millionaires, 80% of millionaires, 80%, I think it's like 82%, but I know it's at least 80% of millionaires have college degrees. 80%. So you could say college isn't worth it, or don't go to college and all of that kind of stuff. Because I heard it growing up. I heard it plenty of times growing up, that you could be successful without college. That's true. That's absolutely true. Hold on, let me see. Let me read some of these. Hold on, I'm seeing some messages. Big Willis said he just went to college for the females. Hey, that's what's whatever your muse is. Went to college for the ski resorts. Hey, I hope you got some out of it. Do you think pursuing an accounting degree is still opportunistic? Yes, absolutely. Uh, there are changing technologies. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. So I was at an event and one of the big four came, I think it was EY, and they demonstrated how the AI software will like go through and do a large portion of like the mundane tasks that an auditor would normally, I mean, an accountant would normally have to do. And it basically like sending out emails and reviewing documents and stuff like that. It showed that, but it was still like it was still not. I mean, it was quick because it would be something that a person wouldn't have to do. So the accountant, could actually focus more so on accounting stuff than having to worry or focus on like doing the sending out emails and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a huge benefit there as far as like just freeing up more time. The AI seems to be going to be more so paired with the accountant than just taking necessarily over the accountant. And so I think that if you're planning on going to accounting or something like that, you definitely need to be focusing more on the future of accounting, more focused on computers, learning computers. There are a lot of accountants that I know, older accountants who they don't really like the modern era of having to use computers to do stuff. They still print off all the PDF forms to review. They still print off all the Word documents. They still want a hard copy. Me, I can review stuff on a computer. I don't need to print off anything or whatever. But there are still a lot of them who take the print out, go, they'll kill a rainforest to print up all that paper so that they can sit there and review it and line through it with a highlighter. I highlight on the computer. You can do every. I don't see the reason for that. Let me see. Just apply for NCUA. Do you know them? NCUA. I have no idea who that is. I don't know everybody though now. What happened to your motivation video? You were talking about accounting and yeah, that Mr. Brown. Yeah, I due to things outside of my own control, I had to remove that video. Your mom is against you going to college. Let me ask you why. Coogie Mister, why is your mom against you going to college? Born Saver said, "What up, National Credit Union?" Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard of them. Yo, the credit, like any of those credit unions or any of those, I can't really speak on it on here. You hit me up, send me an email, and I talk to you offline. I can't really talk about certain things on here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'll let you know some things. Let me see. Do you go active? And what branch did you? Yeah, yeah. I went Air Force. I was Air Force, man. Scored top 1% of Air. Not. I scored 99% of everybody who took the ASVAB, so I was in the top 1%. So I had high ASVAB scores, but I also um, had a youth history, so I came in under a waiver. So um, she never went to college. She just want me to work and stay in the house. So this is part of one of the things right here, right? Like if we don't get good information from the house, how are we supposed to? Like my mom doesn't know finances. She doesn't know financial uh, structures and how to structure a deal. My mama never had to do that. My mama didn't go to school for business or anything like that. So with me growing up in the house with her, how am I supposed to learn business? Fortunately, my older sister went to school for business and she's 9 years older than me. So when I was 11, she was teaching me the law, diminished margin, and utility at that age. And I didn't see that again until I went back to college and I was about to graduate. And, but I had knew this since I was 11 years old, so I had all of these accounting and business. I knew all this stuff, and I was just using it like in the hood, doing things. So, but is college worth it? Like the numbers support college, like especially if you black, right? Um, they say education is the equalizer of men, right? So if you want to break a cycle where nobody in your family has ever seen $100,000 a year, you can become an accountant. You know what I'm saying? You can go get that. That ain't even a crazy salary. Like 100,000, like 100,000 ain't crazy for an accountant. You know, because the ceiling is so high. So if you want to break a cycle, none of your people ever, seen $1 million. Somebody go become a doctor. You can get $1 million. Like you don't have to go play basketball or football. You don't have to be an extremely talented athlete to do those things. Uh, and that was why, like my previous video, where I talked about NBA players versus hedge fund managers. The top hedge fund managers make way more than the top 10. One hedge fund, the number 3 hedge fund manager, made more than the top 10 NBA players. He probably made more than the top 20, but I only did the top 10. That was including LeBron and whoever else, Curry and all of them. This one guy made more than all of them in 1 year by himself. That ain't including the top guy. The top guy made double what that guy made, right? So these are things that you can go to college for. These are things that you can learn. You can pick up a skill. You can take a course on. You can learn how to become a hedge fund manager. You can learn how to become an accountant. You can learn how to become a nurse. You can learn how to become a doctor. Now, at the same time, people get entrepreneurship confused with college. Just because you went to college doesn't mean that you can't still be an entrepreneur. See, when people think of those things, they think that they're separate. They think that they're not. Sorry about that, getting a phone call. But they think that they're not the same thing. Or they think that they have to be opposites of each other. You can go to college and still be an entrepreneur. Y'all know my partner Kelley Parker. He flip houses. He remodel houses in Atlanta. He's an entrepreneur, but he also went to FAMU. You know what I'm saying? HBCU. So my sister went to FAM. Corey also went to FAM. So I'm doing a video. I'm on the phone with all three of them. So it's 4 of us on the phone. All 3 of them are from an HBCU. And they might be flipping houses. They might be doing whatever they're doing, but they all get money though. And I went to college too. I got 2 degrees, but I went to a private school and I also went to community college in the Air Force to kind of give you that one. But I took it. You know what I'm saying? But like when we talk about, even if there are certain places, businesses that I've been. I don't want to talk too much, but there are certain businesses that I've been where you had to have a degree. You had to have a bachelor's at a minimum. And it is almost like it was a driver license. Like do you have ID? That is how commonplace that these degrees have become. But because they're so commonplace that in some of these businesses you couldn't even get in unless you had a bachelor's degree. And you'll be surprised. You might see the most hood chick with the braids, or with her hair pulled, or blonde or blue or whatever. Like, you might see the most hood, longest fingernails. You might see the dude with the gold teeth in the bottom, but they got master's degrees. That's what you up against today. I'm telling you, like, I personally know a guy who, when we were coming up, he was one of the most violent kids or whatever like that, always in trouble, constantly on lockdown, whatever. But he came home and he went back to school and he got a PhD. And so now he making $200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like this is real. This is reality. This is not like your friends or your homeboy or your uncle in the hood telling you that college ain't worth it. It is worth it depending on your situation. It's not necessary for everybody. I'm not saying that it's necessary for everybody, but I'm saying that if you're looking to have a successful career, you have a greater chance of having that by having a college degree based on most people's personal situation. Not everybody is that case. LeBron, I would say, go straight to the league. You know what's crazy? And this brings me to another point. So Megan Thee Stallion, right? She's in school. I don't know what degree she's pursuing. I don't know if it's a psychology degree, criminal justice. I don't know if it's a business degree. I don't know what it is. It might be market. I don't know what it is. But Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know how much money she makes doing music, right? Because she's a performer. I know she get some decent checks, doing that. I know a lot of people. She hot right now. Just won I know she just won an award for like new artist, best female artist, something like that. But she just won an award. She killing right now. And the money that she's making being an entertainer is more than likely going to be more than what she could make with her degree in whatever it is. Say it's a degree in psychology. The amount of money that she may make this year might be $2-3 million, and that's me just being generous because she's super hot right now. But she might make $2 or $3 million this year, and if she continues to grow, continue to expand, and she get like Drake, a couple $100 million or something like that, the amount of money that she can make doing that, her degree, there's not a lot of jobs that are gonna, or there's not a lot of things you're gonna do that are gonna make you that kind of money. Um, but unless she's like doing hedge funds or something like that. But like in her situation, I don't know if I was able to advise her, I honestly would probably tell her to focus on what's paying her the most money right then. Like she can go back to college later on, right? But for now, I think that me personally, the more time that she spends in college is 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 money that she's sacrificing because she could be doing more somewhere else. And we all got 24 hours in a day, so maybe she like, hey, I got plenty of time. Maybe she got plenty of time. I don't know, but I personally would, if I really knew the ins and outs of her entire situation, I probably would tell her to focus more on that. But let me see. Let me go back. Let me see. Oh wait. Oh, all right. Not insurance. No. Okay. Um, Somebody said I was gonna ask if you thought computer literacy like Microsoft was important, but you pretty much answered that. About a lot of things. She was a horrible mother, but my father wants me to go to college. Any advice on how to? I don't know why you say she's a horrible mother. I don't know your mother. I don't know. I'm just saying, there's a lot of misconceptions. Maybe she's also been told that it's not a good idea to go to college. I don't know. The news says it, but the numbers don't support it. The news say, student loan, student loan, student loan. The numbers don't support it. You do need to go to college for something that you can use, though. Too many people going to school for things they can't use. You cannot go to school for a criminal justice degree just because you're a criminal. I know too many people from my neighborhood, my old neighborhood, who are all felons and whatever, got misdemeanors, and when when we finally talk about them going to college, they be like, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna go. I'm feeling that criminal justice, And I'm like, why you want to be a lawyer? No, I don't want to be no lawyer. That's too much school. What you want to be a police officer? No, man, you ain't want to be no police officer. Well, what you going to criminal justice get a criminal justice degree for? You gonna be a correctional officer? No, I don't want to do none of that. Well, what you getting it for? Well, I just want to know how the system work. And I'm like, you're a criminal. That's I mean, I guess it makes sense. You're gonna be a career criminal, maybe. I guess I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna learn what they're looking to learn. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you got to go to college for that. And so, if you go to college and you get a degree in something you don't want to you don't want to work in, then it's pointless, or you don't even know enough about. Like if you get a psychology degree and you don't know that you need to get the master's and the license and all that, you think you're just gonna get your associate's degree in psychology and work in psychology and be a psychologist. That ain't gonna work. That ain't how it go. Let me see who. Okay. Uh, Let me see. Is there advice on how to figure out what you should go to college for? I have no clue. Second, I try to think about it, my mind goes blank. Okay, John. Well, uh, the financial sector is one of the top sectors. That may not be your thing. It depends. Are you looking for the quickest path to money, or are you looking for something that is fulfilling to you, or do you have a certain kind of thing that you're into? The reason why I'm saying the fastest path to money to me are accounting degrees and accounting, finance, economic. I would say accounting degree and nursing degrees. in my opinion, those are the fastest path. For accounting degrees, you don't need to get a master's degree. You don't have to get a CPA. Only certain jobs require, like certain occupations, like if you, I don't work in public accounting, but if I worked in public accounting, CPA would be like the golden, that is the golden standard for all accountants. But I don't need a I don't need a CPA to make $100,000 a year. I don't need a CPA for that. I don't need a CPA to make me an accountant. I'm an accountant because of the degree and the credits and stuff like that that I have from an accredited university. So that's what makes me an accountant. But I don't need to go get a master's degree to be an accountant, right? Not like say if you had a traditional business degree, like a bachelor's in management, there are some positions that you might be able to get, well, you can get with a bachelor's in management, but for you to reach 200,000, 400,000 dollars a year, if you're in certain areas or you're trying to compete for certain level positions, you're gonna need something more than a bachelor's degree. You'll more likely need an MBA or something like that. But an accounting degree is already its own technical career already. It's a technical degree. IT is a good career field as well. Very good career field. Let me make sure I'm clear on that. IT is a very good career field. The problem that I have with IT is me and somebody, we both graduated at the same time. I came home straight to a position, straight into an accounting job. He came home, applied. They, for an entry level position, I can get an entry level position with a first day coming out of a accounting degree. But for a lot of IT positions, they want you to have experience to even get into an entry level position. How are you gonna get experience if you can't get in an entry level position? So he actually went back to get his master's degree instead of going straight to work. I just was able to go straight to work. I actually don't think I'll ever actually end up getting my master's degree. If I do, I don't know. I can't really think of too many reasons why I would for my career. But that's kind of that. Now, nursing, what I like about nursing is you can get a associate's degree, RN, you can get an associate's degree as an RN, and you're a registered nurse. You can do travel nursing, you can do all that. You can make 90,000, 100,000 with an associate's degree. That's crazy. Like it's people who got doctorates and they can't get 90,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I ain't saying like a medical doctor, but I mean like a PhD, a doctorate. Yeah, so a doctorate. So, but I think that nursing degrees and accounting degrees, in my opinion, are the fastest way. Now, because of course you can get the BSN. Of course, most hospitals are pushing for you to get the BSN, but to be a registered nurse, all you need is an associate's degree, and that's current unless they plan on changing it in the next couple of years. But right now, if you apply to be an RN with an associate's degree, you can take the test, the NCLEX or whatever they call it. You can take it, get your RN, your registered nurse, you go travel nurse. You might have to do some local stuff for a little while, but then after a year or so, 6 months, then you can do travel nursing, make crazy money, man. Make crazy money. Let's see. Okay, college is worth it, but don't take too much debt on to get the degree, guys. Right. So you don't want to get, so the rule is you only want to take on less or equivalent, no more than what your first year salary would be. So if you get a bachelor's degree in, say, criminal justice, right? And you're going to be a correctional officer at a prison, and the salary is $50,000 a year. You should not have $90,000 in student loans. You shouldn't do that. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. If you're gonna make $80,000 a year and you took out $80,000 in student loans, technically that's part of the rule. But you still want to be well under that. And what else? Oh, yeah, it's kind of that. So if it's a doctor and his student loans is 180,000, if he's making 200,000 that year, that first year coming in, 150,000 that first year coming in, is still a little low. But if he knows his salary gonna kind of jump up, it's technically worth it. I mean, it can be considered technically worth it according to the rule. I can tell you that based on where I was as an employee, or having a job or whatever, I can tell you that me getting my degree gave me not just an immediate like $10,000 raise, but it'll be a I want to say it'll be a $50,000 raise over the next what from where I started a couple years ago. It'll be like a $50,000 raise over the course of 4 years or 3.5 years, something like that. So it's a little more than a $10,000 raise every year. Uh, so that's kind of that. But that was based on where I started. But when I got my degree, it allowed me to move into other situations. You know what I'm saying? So, where we at? Let me see. What else we got? Oh, hold on. Somebody hit me with a super chat. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me catch up. All right. Let me see. Recent applied. Chose accounting. Look forward to the future. Okay. Coogie. I got you. That what's up? Punka. Okay. I went to college in Norcross, Georgia. Close to right. Close to you, right? Is in. Um. Yeah, Norcross. Probably like an hour, 45 minutes from me. I was speaking of that. Your messages and everything. Uh-oh. Just got some bad information from one of my friends. Is an online degree in accounting okay? Yeah, as long as it's still like an accredited school. I mean, I took online classes. My school was still like a real brick and mortar school, but they had an online program for professional students. Like when they, well, it's called professional studies because it was geared towards people who had jobs and careers. So I was military, so it was geared towards people like me who might be deployed, who might be sent TDY or whatever like that. So it was geared for us, but there was still a brick and mortar school. I still had a physical location to go graduate and things like that. But as long as your college is accredited, mine was accredited through WACS. You got WACS, which is like the Western accreditation. SACS is like the Southern accreditation. As long as your college is like regionally accredited, you straight. I mean, most employers don't know. Like, let's say your college says, I don't know, Moore University. Let's say it says uh, Moore London University. I don't know if that's an actual school. That's why I changed it up. But Moore London University, and as long as your employers or HR office say, yeah, that's an accredited school, the person who's doing your interview is not usually looking too keenly on that one particular college because my school, um, hold on, my school, we get so many messages. My school is from Kansas. I went to Southwestern College out of Kansas. And so I know nobody in Georgia knows because I live in Atlanta. So nobody in Georgia knows like where my school is. They've never heard of it before, but it never stopped me from getting a position here because it was still an accredited school. They don't know if it's online or not. It doesn't show on the transcript online school or online, whatever. It doesn't say online degree when you have your diploma or whatever. It's just the school name. Somebody says my twin an accountant too. That's funny. I don't actually have a twin. I did like a split video thing, so both of them are me. So it's happy that I came across you. I'm about to graduate from an AA in accounting and plan to contend for a bachelor. I was still so confused and wasn't sure if it was worth it or not. Thanks. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, go get that bachelor's, man, because you're not considered an accountant until you get your bachelor's. What's good, bro? Lord Saul, what's popping? Is college worth it? He said he a senior. So what I was saying was, it depends on your personal situation, but for 4 out of 5 people, college is worth it. 80%, I think it's like 82%, but 80% of millionaires in 2019 have a college degree. Do not be fooled by what people say. Do not be fooled by that. It is worth it, but you got to go to school for the right thing. You can't go to school for basket weaving. There were a lot of I've heard of stories where they were like, and some schools I've heard even actually have like degrees in things like basket weaving. I don't know if that's an actual one, but I know that there are degrees in like I ain't gonna say ridiculous things because maybe you need to be an expert basket weaver because you have a basket weaving business. But I've heard of plenty of athletes who went to school, who went to college, who got they got a full ride scholarship, and they just had to pick a degree, and so they picked the easiest thing that they could get, something like a basket weaving, right, or scuba diving or something. I don't know, but they picked a bachelor's degree in that so that they can just go to school so that they can go to the pros. But then they get hurt, and you know they can't use his degree now. They do 4 years, get hurt right before they enter the draft, or they go in the draft and then they get hurt after the first year, and now they stuck with a degree in basket weaving. I mean, it might be something else, I'm sure, but that's like the kind of degree. It's like a useless kind of thing that they were never interested in. But the homework was easy, so it's kind of what they get stuck with. You don't want to do that. Air traffic control they make a good. That's good outside the Air Force. When you get out, that's good money. I know a couple of people who do that. Um, that's not true at all. Caesar said, I heard working as an auditor in accounting doesn't pay well. Any thoughts? That is not true. That is not true. It's not true. I don't want to say too much else. But that's not true. Okay? It's not true. Um, I know of auditors making um, the average auditor. I don't want to say too much. There are websites that'll tell you that the average auditors working for in certain areas make on average about 113,000. I know the highest paid auditor that I know makes about in this particular area makes 280,000. But the median salary for auditors was 113,000. Now that all depends on whether or not you consider that a lot of money or not, because 113,000 by some people may be like no money. But if you working private sector, there definitely auditors making 225, 250 easily. Okay, trust me. Okay, trust me. Um, and I mean, don't mean that you're gonna get one of them, but if you say, well, the worst case scenario, I end up 113,000, that's kind of worst scenario, worst case scenario. Um, Now you still have to build to that point, right? So it's not like, okay, first year you're gonna start out making 113,000, but you might start out making 50, 60, 70, and just keep going up that way. But let's see. You elaborate between finance and accounting, which one is better? Which one is better? Which one is better? Which one is better? Oh man, we got some more super chat. Look, I gotta get my super chat. I gotta get to my super chats. I see y'all. O'Shea, I see you, bro. What's happening, bro? So, um, so, okay. So accounting is, first of all, accounting is the language of business, right? But it's also, when you think about accounting, accounting is the study of the past. Finance is the study of the future, right? So if you go to a tax person, your tax person is like, if you have a CPA, they're an accountant. They're looking at what you've already done throughout the year. How much have you made? Now now I'm collecting all the information from the past, so now I know how much you made, and so now I can look at it and see what your situation is. That's what So we're accounting for things, right? Things should already be here. You should have already paid this much in taxes. You should have already did that. Finance, they estimate your future stuff. They estimate like your getting calls and stuff. They estimate like your Okay, so when you go get a bank loan, they're telling you, hey, this is how much you're going to pay at the maturity of this loan. So it's completely different. Investment banking, they're making assumptions based on information and calculations and stuff like that. So they're looking at what might be possible in the future. Your but but accountants, well, accounting is like the past. So almost everything, right? So like if you're supposed to stock the shelf, right, in a store. So when you go in there, you account for things on the shelf. They should already be there. When the things aren't there, we marking them down. Say, oh, they ain't here, or we need more of this now because we're accounting for things. But finance is estimating the future, so it's completely different. And then economics is more like studying, um, well, you know what economics is, right? So economics is like an economics major is kind of like looking at how things are related to each other. So say there are trade wars. So how will the trade wars affect the futures of XYZ industry or whatever like that? So kind of how that go. Um, which one is and which one is better is going to depend on you. Um, I like accounting. I'm comfortable with accounting. Finance is volatile. As far as trying to have a job or whatever, accounting is better. It's just way more accounting positions than it is finance positions. Most finance people try to work at a bank, and it's really really competitive and stuff like that. A lot of people think that accounting is boring, but it's not. It's dope. Let me see. Okay, continue at university, or should I go to a business school? I prefer a small business school or private school for accounting. Um, it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do with it. Like if you're trying to um, work at like a major corporation, like mm, whew, uh, let's say you wanted to work for like I don't know, the Bill Gates Foundation or something like that. I don't know. I'm throwing something out there. Or Harvard. You want to be in Harvard's accounting section or whatever like that. Then those places are more than likely going to look more closely at what your school was or where you went to. Like, did you go to like a business school like President Trump did, or did you go to Harvard like President Obama did, or whatever? I mean, he went to Harvard. Anyway, um, the point is like some of those high level positions, they're gonna look at where you went to school. But other ones, if it was me, I went to a private school because it was the first of all the military paid for it, so it was free for me. All right, let's get that straight. Like I didn't pay for the school, the government paid for it, but I had the GI Bill. So if I had to pay out of pocket or I had to use a Pell Grant or all that kind of stuff like that, or I had to take out a student loan kind of stuff. So if I had to do all of that and I had to pay for school out of pocket, then I would have went to a public school absolutely. Like I said, where I ended up, all the places that I ended up applying and getting jobs, they didn't know anything about my school in the first place. So even though I went to a private school, it wasn't even on their radar. It wasn't like a well-known private school. Or now in Kansas, it's a more prestigious school for Kansas, but outside of Kansas, they don't know. It wasn't Yale. You know what I'm saying? So it could have just Southwestern College could very well be a public school as far as any of my employers know about. So you really just need to focus on more so like where you're trying to be. Because if you're trying to work for a high level hedge fund, then yeah, they might look a little closer at where you went to school. Now, if you don't have the best school name, then if you go to if you went to if you went to a public school like a regular Duke University, Florida State, FAMU, something like that. If you went to one of those schools, Georgia, I'm naming them because I'm down south. That's where I'm from. Down south, except for Duke. I just named it because I figured y'all might know it. But the point is that if you go to one of those schools and you're trying to work at Microsoft, then you're just going to need to be exceptional more than likely on your regular skill. Like, you just need to be an exceptional employee. Like, your resume needs to be impeccable, right? If you're going to be competing with somebody who's fresh out of Harvard or something like that. But other than that, man, I would say just go. I would just say just go to the normal public school. Oh, Shay Vlogcast, man, what's happening? Hey, we got a link, man. In the university, I can't concentrate. Online. Go to online. You ain't got to go in class. And also, I don't know, do you have any like PTSD, anxiety disorder, or anything like that? Because if you do, then you can go to the head office, front office, and tell them you need help, you need disability services, and then they will help you through whatever your issues are. Now, if you're just saying you can't focus because some bad women there or dudes talking loud because they talking about stuff you want to talk about or something like that, then that's completely different. Um, Go to college, get knowledge. It's needed unless you plan on being an entrepreneur, but good choose casino and fault to give us an education. Be wise with loans. That's what they hurt. Money. Toe Piglet, man, what's happening? Obviously, yes, top 10 richest people in the world, all college educated with degrees. Facts. Facts. Toe Piglet, what's happening, man? That's facts, bro. See, when graduate big for the nation. We'll graduate at a Big Four next 4 years with a salary of over 60K. Have you, I think they meant to say, have you thought of programming? Um, yeah. I did Cisco. Well, I did Cisco networking in high school, and I also did like took a computer programming class. I like networking way better than programming, but yeah, programming's dope. Um, let's see. I'm double majoring in accounting and management information systems. Dope. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Yeah, stay up on that. You know any of any accountants who can program code such as um yeah one of my old supervisors. I don't know which one. I think she used to use like SQL, um, because the pay program that we were using was. She basically had to build a program around it. It's crazy. Very inspiring, man. I appreciate that, Mark. I appreciate that. Say Big Willie say the major in. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's funny. I hope this is a joke, right? I know you just joking. You say I major in anthropological dance theory. But people be doing stuff like that, though, right? I know you joking, but people be doing stuff like that. They be mad because they can't find no job and be like, man, college sucks. And then they go home and they tell people, oh, man, college ain't fun. We don't need college, man. I'm out here mowing yards and don't get money doing that. And they might be. Yeah, they might be. They just also could have been doing something different. My college was accredited by the, okay. They should, Department of Education recognize. Um, I hear you, but is that regional accreditation or national accreditation? Those are different. I don't know which one that one is. You might want to Google. Google, is your college regionally accredited or nationally accredited? National accreditation is not the same as regional accreditation. Regional accreditation is good. National accreditation is, yeah, it ain't. Yeah. Some places take it. It mainly affects you if you wanted to like transfer schools. So as long as your school is like regional accredited, almost every school, including national accredited schools, will transfer in credits from a regionally accredited school. But national accreditation, trying to transfer those, say you went to a nationally accredited school, like let's say the school was called, who's that? Who asked that question? Is that Ponko? Okay, so let's say the school called Ponko University, right? And it was nationally accredited. Now you want to transfer your credits from Oklahoma to Georgia, and you try to go to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech see those credits and they say, "This is nationally accredited school. We don't know if you actually even did no work because we don't believe in them. So we're not going to transfer any of your credits in. You got to start all the way over, and you just did 2 years there." So mostly we look for national accredited. Now that might still be some sort of national. So some schools have more than one accreditation. They might have a this commission accredit them, but they might also still have a regional accreditation. You just got to kind of like look at that. Um, I should do a whole segment on accreditation. Bob the Builder, what's happening? The value of college is a degree, but if you want to go to college to learn and become an entrepreneur, you're better off just buying books. Hey, education is education, right? Education is education. I mean, hey, you need to qualify for your CPA. You need at least 2 years of auditing. Last time I checked, depend Wavy. What school? Like, what state do you live in? Because, well, so you can in certain states you can, because you technically should be working up on a CPA, right? For I don't know if it's a year, maybe two, but I know you're supposed to work. You got to work upon the CPA for at least a year, and so you can still sit and take the CPA and pass the CPA, and then get your year or however long it is working under a CPA while working at your firm. So let's say you work at a let's just give an example of the Army, right? So you work for the Department of the Army, they will probably have a CPA somewhere who can sign off saying that you fell under their chain or whatever, and they you know, and so they can get you that that signed off. But you could already have taken the CPA and passed it, and you're just waiting on your time from working. I'm sure you probably already know that though. But a lot of this stuff depends on the state, because the CPA in Kansas, where I graduated, was very different from the CPA here. So in Kansas, because I had like 217 college credits when I graduated with my bachelor's, I had way too many credits. You only need 150 to sit for the CPA. Now that's so when I came back to Georgia, I was able to sit for the CPA immediately. But if I was going to take the CPA out in Kansas, Kansas required two higher level economics classes, like economics theory, like basically like a master's, two master's level economics classes. It had some other prerequisites that you needed to take that you would have probably taken had you went back to school for your master's in accounting. But I already had the credits. I didn't need to go back to take the other classes, or to get a master's degree. But I would have had to go back to try and take those classes. But coming back to Georgia, they were like, "Oh, you got enough credits. You can come sit down now." You know, so it just a lot of the stuff just depends on the state that you're in. So, all right, where we at? Skilled trades, man. I love them. Skilled trades is amazing. Um, hold on, Bobby Bell. I think majoring in business field like finance and accounting with a double major or minor in IT or computer science would be beneficial. Yeah, I mean, there's no like yeah. If you get an accounting degree and you get a minor in IT, that's dope. Um, I mean, it's good. Like IT is more about certifications, not so much about necessarily like the degree from what I from what I've seen. I mean, of course, you could be like you get a master's degree in IT and kind of be over people, but just like trying to get a job, they want certifications. Um, in experience, of course. Um, for entrepreneur, I think a marketing degree should be good for entrepreneur. I think if you got enough marketing, you straight you go anywhere. Um, skilled trades. So skilled trades, I think that's what plumbers. I know plumbers who millionaires. I know a guy. I know a guy. This tripped me out. This guy was an older guy. He was like 45. Um, his girlfriend was like 29. And so he had this young girlfriend, and he had like this Escalade or Navigator or something like that, and he was like, "Yo, I got plenty of money, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all need, because she was anyway." So she was around, and she brought him around and stuff like that. So I'm talking with the guy. He was, everybody was like, "Yo, man, buddy, right there, he got that bag." You know what I'm saying? I'm in like my 20s, like 25, something like that. I don't know. But they like, yo, he got that check, yo. You need to holler at him. So I'm over there. I'm just talking to him. I'm doing my thing or whatever. I'm kind of popping, doing what I was doing. I was popular anyway. So the guy, he like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ever need anything, man, just let me know. I'm thinking he must be a drug dealer, right? Like I don't know. So it turns out, like I said, so what do you do? And he was like, because I love to find out more about what people do because it helps me structure who I am or where I'm gonna go. And so I asked the guy what he do, and he said that he's a bug man. And I said, no, no, okay, that's funny, but for real, what you do? He said, I kill bugs for a living. And he was like, yeah, I'm gangster with it. And I was like, I don't understand, like I don't get the joke here. And so he was like, let me give you my card. And he hands me an exterminator card. He said, I used to work for Orkin. Now I do my own thing. And the card was like this cartoon looking, like goofy roach or ant, green ant or whatever it was. It was like the most cartoony, goofy looking thing. And the guy was like, the guy was just a regular, cool, what I'm saying, individual. But the card was like so like it's like is this like this is really your business card? He was like, yeah, I kill bugs. They pay me a lot of money. He said I do it for churches and big government buildings. He said he said I might have an extermination job for like 5,000, 10,000, where I'm really just doing an inspection. And I was like, what? And so he was like, yeah. And he said, then every year I got to come back and check. And, that's just residual, really, because I'm just coming back in at the stuff I put down the last 10 years. I know it ain't going to be nothing, but I still charge them every year just to come back and inspect, maybe like $2,000. He said, I do like 5 of them a day. And I'm like, what? What did I miss here? Why does nobody know about it? You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, I worked for Orkin for a while, and then I quit them, and, they had to train me. I worked for them like 10 years, and I broke off and started my own little business, and, and I said, oh my God. Like, I never thought that you could be he said you make like $2 million a year killing insects. It was ridiculous. Nobody ever told us about this. His claims adjuster, a good career. I honestly don't know. I don't know any, I personally don't know any claims adjusters. I don't know if that is I don't know if that's like something that I don't know how that works. I'm gonna look into that. That's interesting. I haven't even ever thought about that. Use better finance and accounting textbooks without spending thousands of dollars on college. Is my point. Oh yeah, yeah. Bar the builder. Yes, you can do that. You can definitely do that. If you want to be an entrepreneur, that's like it's like if you know you're gonna be an entrepreneur and that's all you're gonna do, technically no, you don't need college. I mean, you may not need college. You might need college if it's something you can't teach yourself. If you need an instructor, or you need to take a class on something, and go take a class on it. Some things are gonna require that. Um, but I just don't. But I just don't know what your area is that you're trying to be in, that you're trying to be an entrepreneur, because there's no reason to even necessarily study accounting unless you're really going to be an accountant, right? Like it's kind of, I mean, of course you could want to know accounting, but um, doesn't actually make you necessarily, it doesn't necessarily make you a better business person, because there are accountants out there who can't count. You know what I mean? Like, there's some dumb accountants out there who can't run a business, but they can do your taxes and stuff like that. Like, let me see. Unless you're a natural hustler, aka entrepreneur, college, and you did it show you did something like school. Facts. Facts. What up, Mario? What up? Why? Tell Piglet Mario here talking. Coming through Louisiana. Nope. Curtis Davis said, Alabama represent. Okay. Carol Mincy. University to assist skills geared for work. Understand. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just on here grinding, man. Born Savior said Northeastern University. What's up with all these directional schools? I felt good, you know what I'm saying, when I was graduating, and then somebody said something that was so funny to me, and they was like, yeah, man, I didn't want to go to one of them directional schools. I was like, what you trying to say, bro? Because he ain't know what school I had to went to or whatever. But it was just funny, like, yo, what you mean by that? Employers don't want to see no directional school on there. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I had a job and he didn't, so I don't, it's just funny. Yeah. Self-made say he just got his associate's degree in accounting. I don't want to go corporate. Plus, I want my own business. Okay, should I go online school like Western Governors University because I have two jobs? Yeah, man. Look, whatever it takes to get that thing done, go do that. You hear me? Like, go get it done. You hear me? Like, whatever it take, get it done. Don't play with it. Like if you got to go to a online school, if you got to go to classes at nighttime, if you got to grind, it's worth it. It's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like I turned down jobs that I could. I graduated and turned down 102,000. I graduated and turned down that. I never thought I would turn down 100,000. You know what I'm saying? It was 102 to 106, and I turned it down. They tried to get me to move. They tried to get me to sell my house. They tried to do everything. And they were like, "That's just entry level. Like it's gonna go up." And I was like, "Nah, that ain't where I want to work in accounting. I don't want to be an accountant for a hospital. I'm tired of working in a hospital." But I never would have thought I would have had the opportunity. Let me see. Yeah, man, Lewis M, you had the right idea, man. Made a million by myself. Yeah, right? Facts. Love that song. In case y'all don't know that song, I got a song on here called Made a Million by Myself. And my song, I try to listen to it every day and give me motivation. Keep going out here and get this bag. College degrees can open up doors. Facts. Curtis, that's right. But the price overrated. It depends. It depends. You don't want to pay too much. My opinion, I just told a young lady, she from Miami. She going to go to school in Orlando. Her name was Sadie. So I just told her, hey, go to that. If it was me, I would go to a 2-year community college, get my associate's degree, and then go to the university and get my bachelor's degree. Because those 2 years that you're gonna spend at a university gonna cost you more than what they're gonna cost you at a associate's degree, level school. So community college. So go there, get the associate's degree, then go to your your university, finish out that 4 years. Excuse me. And then I know people. Excuse me. I know people who went to a community college for the first 2 years, got their associate's degree, and then they went to a 4-year university. They was almost done. They was in their 3rd year or going in their 4th year, and they end up having to drop out, right? But at least they had their associate's degree done, right? And then I know people who went straight to the 4-year university, and in their last year they end up dropping out or getting put out of program, and they went for almost 4 years and have nothing. So if it's me, I'm sending you to get your associate's degree, and then sending you to get your bachelor's degree. That's me. That's how I would see it. Now, unless you got a full ride scholarship or something like that, man. How can you build up this exceptional resume to compete with people coming from elite schools? Woo, that's a good question. All right, that's a good question. So during the summers, you can intern. That's one way you can do it, right? You can intern. You can intern every summer, right? So for 4 years, you got 4 years of internships. Also, you might have been working part time or at night after school or whatever like that for an accounting firm. Or you can do taxes over the summer with H&R Block. You can volunteer in your community. There's a lot of things. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people who So let's just say you and me, right? Let's say you, and I'm me. Now I don't know you. I don't know the camera over there. I don't know you, but let's say you. We're looking at your resume. We're looking at my resume. You go to an elite school. Let's say you go to Yale, right? And you got good grades. You got decent. You got good grades, good enough to get out of Yale. So you got that on your resume. And me, I've been in the Air Force. I've been overseas, raising a family. Um, I, I'm a member of my organization. Say if I go to a church or something like that, or I'm in a fraternity. Now remember, you just went to Yale. You ain't do nothing, right? That's really all you did. You went to Yale. You got your degree. But me, I got to do all these other things. I also volunteered. All this stuff is on my resume. I volunteered tax services to soldiers. I interned at the Big Four at EY. I did for 3 years. It's just all these things that you can do, and then we're both going for a position at EY. Now you went to Yale, but I got 3 years working here I got 3 years of Big Four internships. I also have all this other stuff that you can see that has built character. That you know, veteran, whatever, led troops, whatever that is. And so you can see that there's a difference in the person. And then they ask us, so what did you do? Oh, I went to school, and for the summer I kind of went home and helped my dad around the house. And then me, what'd you do for the summers? Oh man, I was active. So you can do a lot of things to build up this resume to kind of give a better view of who you are, because now we're looking at, we don't know what asset, like if I'm the company, I don't know what asset you are to a team, but I see that this person is willing to work very hard, and that might be enough to balance out the fact that you went to Yale and I didn't. Okay, so let me see. Um, Regionally accredited institutions are usually academically orientated, state-owned or non-profit, private. National accredited schools are usually career-oriented and for-profit. That's facts. They are usually for-profit. Um, so casino skilled trades are great. I know auto body tech and painters that make 200,000 to 300,000 annually. Yeah, you can make a lot of money doing anything, man. Like almost anything can make you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Almost anything can make you a lot of money if you're gonna be like an entrepreneur. Now, the guy making $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year doing auto body work is probably an entrepreneur and not the guy who just works at auto body shop. What do you call it? Oh, I am 34. I'll be 35. I'll be 35 on the 14th. That's my birthday. Hey, Big Willie, man, $2. What's up? Yeah, man. I don't see. I don't know. I've heard that. I know people who want to be real estate appraisers and stuff like that. Um, I don't know how much money is in it. I can imagine that that's a. I can imagine that there's some money in it. I just don't know. I don't know enough about it though to like really give any. I'm gonna ask some of my real estate friends what they know about it. What who me? What I do for cash flow and passive income? Man, I do a lot. I do a lot. Okay, uh, I have rental property. Um, I have media that pays me residual. Um, I have music out. I have a book. Matter of fact, y'all get my book if y'all ain't got it. It's called Big Shot, Hot Shot, Your Guide to Owning Your Authority. Um, so show you like my process of getting my own trucking authority. Um, some good information in there. But yeah, the link will be in the description once I'm done with this. And it's in my other videos too. But so I have like a book, I have music, I have videos. These videos it's residual. I'm a disabled veteran, so I I get a VA check. Um, I I do a lot of stuff, man. I think when I counted, it was like, well, I had like 8 streams of income, but like I think it was like 8 streams of income. But what is all passive? Oh man, I be getting and that's the thing. See, big checks is cool. If you get a big check, that's great. But I get a bunch of small checks from some of everywhere, like just like little $100 checks, $200 checks. Like I kill them though. So I have things that are from 12 years ago that still pay me. 10 years ago, I think. 10 years ago that still pay me every now and then, like just something to come in. So, but basically, my focus now is, like everybody's going to real estate, and real estate is dope. My focus is media creation. I like media creation, and I'm gonna do a whole video segment on that. You trying to get me to go off? I'm trying to get me on a whole nother subject. That's what you're doing here. Mm. Man, I need to get back to Vegas, man. I went to Vegas not too long ago. I love Vegas. I'm casino. You know what I'm saying? I'm casino. I got a roll from Caesar Palace. I love that roll. Vegas was designed for me, man. I'm designed for Vegas, man. I love Vegas. I need to get back. That's where you at, OG? Cornelia, what up, G? What's poppin'? What other business can an accounting career go into? This is a great question, but I'm gonna just simply say accounting can do anything. Like an accounting degree can literally get you in any type of business. The reason why now I don't know if you're saying what other kind of things can you do with accounting degrees, but because you got assurance services, you got not insurance, assurance. You have assurance services, you have audit, you have tax, you have uh, uh, investment banking, you have uh, hedge funds, you have that's still kind of investment, but you have like a plethora of things. But accounting, unlike let's say you became a medical doctor, right? You became a medical doctor, and yes, is there a job for a doctor everywhere? Yes, because it's not a lot of them, right? But let's say we're at the post office. How many jobs for how many jobs do you think there are for the U.S. Postal Services for a doctor? How many doctor positions do you think there are for the U.S. Post Office? Probably not a lot, right? Um, even your local barbershop. How many jobs um, are usually brought or connected in some way to a doctor? Probably not a lot, right? But you know what all of them have to do? They all have to file their taxes. Everybody got to file their taxes. Accounting is connected to everything. So whether or not you're paying payroll out, whether or not you have a CPA that does your taxes, whether or not you have an accounting section to process payment for the hospitals. See, accountants work everywhere. We're in hospitals. We handling your taxes for your barbershops. We're handling when you're closing on your house and all that kind of stuff. You have to go through underwriting. There's somebody in some financial role reviewing that loan. You have all of these things, and so all of that is accounting. Now everybody might not have an accounting degree, but they still work in an accounting function. And so it's everywhere. Like we're in everything. I believe that lawyers and accountants are the closest related career fields. Let's see. Yeah, you're probably career internships are crucial. Grades aren't though. Just need to make sure your major moves your skill right. Okay. Birth on 14. Facts. Facts. I love these numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I think my number is really 7. Somebody was saying 1 plus 4 is 5. born September 14th. I think my number is 7, right? Like, I love the number 7. I don't know why. I think it was like, they say it's the first number of completion in the Bible or something. I don't know, but I like the number 7. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So, yeah. September is actually supposed to be the 7th month, not the 9th month, but, you know, shout out to Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar for July and August, pushing the rest of the months out. Yeah. Anyway, don't get me on the whole ramble. I appreciate y'all for subscribing and watching my content and everything like that. But about to get up out of here. I've been on here well over what I'm supposed to have been. It's been great. I appreciate the super chats, man. Thank you. I'm humble.